Alright, this is going to be Lab 2, Installing Windows, found in the Microsoft Official Academic Course Lab Manual, Installing and Configuring Windows 10, in preparation for exam 70-698. Alright, the exercises we're going to be going over are we're going to install Windows 10, upgrade Windows 10, installing the user state migration tool, and migrating user profiles. So in this first exercise, installing Windows 10, we're going to complete the installation of Windows 10, where we would normally use an installation disk and not the DVD drive. The simplest way to perform a clean install or new installation of Windows 10 is a boot from a bootable Windows 10 installation disk or a USB drive, which will start the setup program. The approximate completion time for this is about 20 minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and create another virtual machine called lon-cl5, which after the completion of this exercise we're going to delete because we're no longer going to need it. So we're going to go ahead and minimize this, and we are going to right click, new virtual machine, lon-cl5, and then next 2048, use dynamic, next, go ahead and do private network 1, next, this is going to be 60, and next, we're going to install this from an ISO, which we created during the last lab. And then next, and then finish. Now you'll notice all of my other machines are off. Let's go ahead and double click on the machine and turn it on. I'll go ahead and minimize this to get it out of the way. Okay, we're going to go ahead and click on next. Now you'll notice we also have repair computer here. So let's say you had a problem booting up into a Windows 10 you already have running. What you can do is put in your boot disk for Windows 10 and click on the repair your computer, and it'll repair any startup files without damaging the rest of your files you may have stored on there. We're going to go ahead and do install now because we're going to do a fresh install. Accept the terms. Next, we're going to do a custom install. And next. And I'll pause while we wait for this to go through its stuff. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to go into Media, DVD, and eject the ISO file. And I want to do yes. And yes. Skip. And we're going to skip for now. And we're going to type in admin. And next. I'm going to use our standard password. next. And next. And again, let's see. No. Normally I'd be going through this with a fine-tooth comb, but because this is just a virtual machine and the virtual machine will be deleting right after this lab, I'm just going to go ahead and click on accept. Okay, now that we have our CL5 up and going, we want to go ahead and connect it with the domain. So I'll go ahead and turn on the domain controller, which is our LAN-DC1. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go back over to our CL5, right click, System, and I'm going to type in workgroup, find the dialog box that I need. On other versions of Windows 10 and even on Windows 8.1, it's really easy to do this. For some reason, this Windows 10 Enterprise makes it a little bit more complicated. So on my live machine, if I right click and go into System, I see my computer name, domain, and workgroup settings here. All I have to do is go into Change Settings and change. I can change the name and add my domain here. Very, very, very simple. But for some reason, this version of Windows 10 Enterprise, well, it is what it is. Go ahead and connect. I'm going to log in as a datum administrator. Our standard password. And I'll go ahead and minimize this. If I click on rename the PC, it won't come up either. It just lets me rename the PC. And if I go ahead and rename it, it's going to make me reboot before it lets me add the domain. So I'm going to cancel out of this. Let's try it this way. See, it shouldn't be this hard to just pull this one dialog box up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Change. Now, before we do that, there is a trick that I learned. If we go here, right-click, Task Manager, Services, and go down to the FTP Res Hub. So this one, right-click, start. This one, right click, start. Okay, now both of those are running. We should be able to see this. So we're going to call this LON. Oops. LON-CL5 domain adatum.com, and then OK. Okay, the other thing I forgot to do, open up a folder, click on network, then OK. Click on here, turn on network discovery. Yes. Now we see our domain controller. So I can close out of this. Now theoretically this should work. Okay, now what? There we go. ADMIN administrator. And then OK. Oops. Okay, so now we've actually accessed the domain controller. So I'm going to minimize this for just a minute. See if it lets me sign in now. Okay, right click, task manager. More details. Services, sort by name. Right click, restart. Right click, start. Okay. Oh, for God's sakes. ADATUM. Okay. Cancel. Cancel. Close. I'm going to go ahead and reboot. I'm going to pause the video while I reboot, and then I'll pick it back up trying this one more time. Okay, so I've now rebooted. I'm back to my system's properties. Change LON-CL5 domain adatum.com. Okay, let's see what is going on. It's not going to let us do this. sees the domain, or it sees the server. And it lets us log in. But for some reason, it doesn't want us to join the domain. Okay, part of the problem was that the DNS address, which is our domain controller, changed to a loopback address. So I've updated the DNS server address. I'm going to click on OK and close. And then minimize this and try this one more time. So I'm going to go ahead and do right click. I'm going to go ahead and assign an IP address. Change. This is going to be one 172.160.44. Temp 172.160.10. Then OK, and close, 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 close out of that, change, LON, CL5, domain, adatum.com. There we go. And then OK. Okay, success. Now we have the dialog box welcoming us to the adatum.com. This is going to be where you take the screenshot showing the successful configuration of this desktop. So we're going to go ahead and click on OK. OK. Close. Restart later. Close out of this. And we're going to shut this down. Okay, close out of this. Go to our virtual manager and right click and delete. Okay, that is the end of exercise 2.1. We'll go ahead and end the video here. The next video will start exercise 2.2, which is upgrading Windows 10.